bit of a hold-up at the second today. In fact, a couple of groups waiting. So there is a world number one, Nelly Korda, who's out in that final group today of 3 players. She made a par at the very first hole, so you see her on the leaderboard there. Part of a tie for 6th right now, 4 behind the lead held by Mal Saigo after she managed to take advantage of that opening par 5 and birdie the first.
It does leave a delicate shot.
And Nelly's going to play.
Now she takes this up the right side, which she hasn't done. She's gone more up the center. I think she could have rocketed off that down slope and had a short shot into the green, but she's played a little bit more conservatively.
Yeah, what do you think, Paige? I mean, she's got the length to get it up by the green.
She does. I actually am surprised that more players haven't done that throughout the week. Yes, this is the most favorite.
Women's Open for the first time.
Now Nelly made a bogey here yesterday, missed a short putt, trying to get that back here, Bones.
Comfortable sandwich in hand, just 90 yards. And with the way Nelly compresses the ball, she's got to protect against overspinning this. So I imagine it'll be at a lower trajectory. Asking for it to get down. This is up in the wind.
Well, it's going to be a putt with what looks like a ski slope.
There was a rather bunched leaderboard, only 9 strokes separating the top from the cut line.
Korda for birdie.
Very little break in this. Just looking for 2 putts. This can get away from you past the hole.
That could go off the green. Okay.
Really the statistic of Erin Hills that the players have been dealing with.
Now Nelly for par.
Coming off something of a disappointing par in the first hole, she had 7 wood into that green. She would not be happy at all playing the first 2 holes in 1 over, so big for her momentum.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's going to be 2 3-putts the last 2 days on this second hole for Nelly Korda, so it is a 1 over after 2 holes start for the world number one.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's Jason McDeed alongside Nelly Korda, one of the most positive caddies out on the LPGA Tour.
And as far as Nelly drives the ball, this is a very narrow area for her to fit the ball in.
It looks like she may have teed it down a little lower, may trying to play with this trajectory.
Taking it up the right side. Gets a beautiful kick, it appears, from here.
Yeah, Bones, right back to the middle of the fairway. That was well.
That you saw in the middle of the green here at the third.
Really be delicate with that 9-iron. And it wins off the right. It always gives us 2 or 3 more. Stay in your rhythm. Absolutely, yeah, that's perfect. This easily gets to 24.
Nelly going with the big wedge on this uphill 126-yard shot. Looking to get the shot back. She lost at number 2. Playing very aggressively.
Oh, well done. Danger on that shot was getting too much of the downslope on that first bounce, but that landed very gently, and that'll be a good look to birdie.
Yeah, bounce back by 3 once again.
Well, and she's making up enormous ground on the field on this hole too, because we're now averaging near a half a shot over par on this hole as well. 4.44 at the third, and Korda has a chance now to pick one up too.
Oh, missed opportunity for Nelly. She'll stay at 4 under. But a similar one to what they practiced in earlier this week.
Nelly with driver now. If she hammers this, she could get close to the bunker complex in the center of the fairway. The last thing she wants here is a big bounce off a downslope.
Her caddy Jason McDeed telling her 290 was max of what they were looking for off of this tee. She's playing aggressively with the weapon of choice.
I think that's the play. I think, again, long is not our friend here. So I think you can, with this amount of wind, though, you can probably, you like that lady? That's great. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Nelly's caddy Jason asked for her to take a little bit of something off that drive. She did it to perfection, leaving her with just 119.
Just a couple steps in front of this pin, it starts to slope away from the players.
That might be in trouble. Oh, you heard Jason say long is not our friend, but just a little short isn't either. You just have to be so accurate. Yeah. She's got a wedge in hand.
Yeah, of the 15 people that have missed the green, only 3 have gotten up and down.
Oh, good play. But needs to settle. Never safe. Birdie, bogey, birdie, and what you'd expect to be another bogey here at the 4th. Now Nelly.
And a 1 over par for the day, Paige. I got to think this is a pretty big putt in terms of the way Nelly's feeling out here. She needs to establish some momentum with this flat stick if she's going to make some noise.
Well, especially when you consider the first hole was very much a reachable par 5. The second hole was a gettable par 4 if you hit a good approach shot. And she walked away with bogey, so certainly feels like she's dropping strokes to the field. This is about as good as it gets for a look.
And coming off the lowest round of her US Women's Open career yesterday with that Friday 67, and she gets one to go there at the 4th, but it is just a par.
Which is actually picking up a massive amount of strokes on the field, given how difficult it is.
Shot there, so it's a cool wind at the moment, picking up as we speak, maybe getting up towards 15 miles an hour. But to your point, I think Nelly can reach the bunkers on the left. Hitting a low draw towards the bunkers on the right. And that's going to come up just short of them. That's a perfect tee shot, though. She'll have a blind second, I believe.
Yeah, just it releases back away from the green. Look at that. And that is the breeze today.
This 205 back into the breeze. Going with the trusty 7-wood. Hitting it just left of the flag to see if it takes care of the bunker in the front of the green.
That it has. And not bad, all things considered, to that front hole location is guarded so closely by that front bunker, and especially at that distance, getting it near this hole was going to be a near impossibility.
Nelly Korda taking a long look at this one, Bones. We've seen quite a lot of players putting from back here today, that big swinging right to left putt.
Yeah, she would have learned a lot from Shibuno's pitch shot that this does, as you say, go right to left quite a bit as it runs out of speed. Of course, I think the big challenge here, given the fact we've been talking about the wind and the sunshine and that these greens are getting dangerously quick, it's all about pace here.
Seen a few quick greens in your time at US Opens, Bones?
Shinnecock 04 comes to mind.
Yeah.
Now starts to turn in towards the hole. It needs to sit.
And there's that just dangerous run out these players haven't been seeing the first 2 days. Plenty of work for Nelly coming back now.
Yeah, good point. I mean, that extra
Of the day on the golf course right now, no one's lighting it up. 3 under, tied with a couple players in red figures.
Nelly now having to make another par putt from a similar length.
Uphill left to right.
It's got one of those days for Nelly that I feel like she could play really well on the back 9, where she just kind of struggles a bit. There's a few times that I've seen her where she struggles when she's in contention on the front and then suddenly comes up.
Play a stock shot, though. We carry it by 5 or 6. You got a good line? Yeah, that's good.
Nelly has hit 2 very poor tee shots off of this hole the first 2 days, though she was able to save par, so looking to hit something solid up in the air and take care of that false front. Six iron is away, left center of the green.
I don't know if you could have landed it in a better position. I mean, 10 paces of false front on this green. She landed it.
Back at 6, Nelly's away.
Good.
Oh, good shot. An appreciative crowd out at Erin Hills today as the US Women's Open makes its debut at this layout. Needles, and then of course Alison Corpus at Pebble Beach in 23. Back at the 6th, Nelly Korda to save her par, no problem there. Good up and down from her as well. But no circles on her scorecard so far today. They've moved the tee box back a little bit. Good look back here as we watch Nelly Korda. 2 over par though through 6 holes today.
Mostly a crosswind from right to left. May need to hang on. Good first bounce.
Yeah, clears those bunkers and gets some roll. And try and take advantage of this par 5.
Even some of these bunkers are more undulated than any bunkers I've ever seen. It is quite a test.
Nelly Korda, who we mentioned was at 5 under to start the day, had a 3 putt at the 2nd. She also bogeyed the 5th, so she's +2 on the day. But you hang in there with patience because, as you can see, Korda's just 3 back on a leaderboard that can flip in a moment, Bones.
That's right, Dan, but a very poor lie here for Nelly. I'm sure she would have expected at the very least she'd have a grassy lie here, but not the case. She's in a bit of a dirt area. Very, very easy to miss-hit this shot.
You can tell, Bone, she was really looking down at it, trying to gauge exactly what it would do. It's a bit of a guessing game here. Got to keep the speed up.
She was going for the green in 2 at this par 5 and ended up in this position. And pays the price for a very tough lie, as Bones described. 2 days as Korda now with her 4th shot at this par 5.
Dan, this is a big moment for Nelly. Coming off a couple of 3 putts in the early going today, she cannot afford to make 6 on a reachable par 5.
She's exceptional with these shots from these tight lies. Bones needs to show off here.
Easy.
Nelly described her relationship with the U.S. Women's Open as complicated. Her best finish, surprise 7 for this par attempt for Nelly Korda.
And Dan, as you might imagine, a tremendous amount of crowd support for Nelly out here today. Everybody holding their breath as she has another tricky par putt.
She had a good putting day yesterday, Bones. Outside of a couple misses inside 3 feet, she's just been happy, Morgan, with the way she's rolled it for the most part the first 2 days. Not so sure about today, where the speeds have kind of caught her off guard a little bit.
She has tried to to break down her putts to get an intermediate target, which takes her focus off of the result. But she has made barely over 12 feet of putts so far through 6 holes.
And it's going to be a 3rd bogey in the first 7 holes.
And now Nelly also out with the driver.
And with her length, she's going to have to play quite a bit left over the center of this mound and just hope for the best in terms of her first bounce.
Nobody's missed a fairway in this group so far. It's been the putter that's been the issue for Nelly.
This hit very hard. Lower trajectory, probably needs to sit down again if it flies to the fairway.
Took a pretty soft bounce there, Bones. And it's going to be just fine. In fact, shorter than the other 2, I think.
Well, this was interesting just a moment ago at the 7th when Nelly Korda was over there pulling this flag out, which marks golf balls that the marshals, something seemed to have gotten her, maybe a cut on the flag, maybe some sort of sharp something in there, but she was looking at her finger pretty concerned. The last thing you need is to have a wound open up out there, but
your hands are the only thing that touch the golf club, so the last thing you need is something crazy.
Edge here, a big penalty if you don't do that. 137 carry. This well left of it. I don't know if she's intentionally playing the ball off the slope in the back left portion of the green. I think that was just a poor shot there.
Yeah, it's going to be the other side of the slope to bring it towards the hole.
She's been struggling with her speed on her long putts today, Tom. The green speed's almost...
her career, so she has been trending and slowly figuring out these big events.
Nelly Korda knows how to get it done at big events. Major champion, this for a birdie at 8.
Putts from distance have been a problem. Let's see if she gets the speed right here.
She's been a little heavy-handed. That has been her tendency today, which is not the way she typically puts. She's typically a drip putter, ending up back at your feet.
Nelly now for the par. Okay, missed a couple of short putts yesterday. Needs to kind of turn things around here with the putter. See a few putts go in, get some confidence back.
To right, but it is just completely done a 180 in the last couple of minutes.
I think it's probably right now playing right around 115. Okay, you got it. Okay, perfect.
Those two make an incredible pair. They've been together for many, many years. She trusts him implicitly, and she credits him a lot for pulling her out of some tough situations. See if they can work on it today.
Just a 3/4 wedge.
Is that going to stay?
Will it? Nope.
Nope. Well, that's not going to get the break. Is it going to go into the bunker? Holds up. That a little bit more with CEO Mike Wan upcoming as you look at Nelly Korda on the face just above this bunker at 9.
And Dan, it does not get any easier here. She's got to hopefully make quality contact here out of an awkward stance. The ball's not sitting too badly. But if she's too strong with this ball can get through the green and into a bunker.
The opposite, Bones, if she's too short with it, it could come back right to her feet.
That's the obstacle to 9, right, Morgan? I mean, all the different crazy positions you can get in. Relations here, and now we've got a couple long par putts here. Korda to go first.
Nelly playing from that back portion of the green that Saigo just played from, so she's aware that it's quite slow back up the hill.
And yet another bogey for Korda, Morgan.
This is a really difficult front 9 for Nelly, being in such good position. I'm sure she had to feel good coming into today. Brett Lederer, as part of her team, was on the range with her, said it was a stripe show on the range, but 4 over on this front 9 is not what she was looking for to challenge for a U.S. Open. There's a lot of pressure.
Ask your advice and opinion as she goes throughout her career.
Yeah, she touches base every now and then. I think, you know, she'd been wanting Mikey to work for her for a little while, so I'm really glad that's worked out. I think he's going to be a good guiding force for her in the future. But Minji's a completely different temperament to me. I actually was watching her today and wished I had a little bit of that. I was you know, fiery and, you know.
And now Korda, Bones.
And she's had a good look at 2 putts in front of her from a similar portion of the green. She should have a real good idea of what this does back down the hill very quick.
A +4 today. Korda could use one.
That was a wonderful stroke. That would be very frustrating. You feel like you put the best stroke you could on that putt, which it certainly looked like that. That's just what you have to remind yourself. I hit the best 5-footers. They make you, whew.
Back at 11.
Nelly Korda's second.
Wedge from 130. Twirls the club.
Usually that means she really loves it. That'll give her a good chance.
.com/2026 tickets. Get your weekly tickets today.
Great galleries out here today watching Nelly for a birdie. want to get too aggressive with that one, but nearly 5 behind. And now Saigo with a putt, of course, to go 6 ahead of Nelly. Front 9, very costly.
As she holes out on that par 4. As Nelly Korda gets set to go. Mike, thanks a lot for joining us. Great to see you again, and we look forward to seeing you at the end of this championship with the trophy on Sunday tomorrow.
I hope I say it every year, but if I don't, I just want you guys to know how much we know you make this championship better. Tommy in the booth and all you guys here, it means a lot, not just to the USGA, but to the 195 countries watching this. So thanks for making this such a significant event in the game.
Mike Wan, CEO of the USGA, as Nelly Korda comes up just a little short there at the 12th. Korda trying to make a comeback on this second 9. Rough start out in plus 440.
She can be very aggressive with back up the hill, and she's overdue, to say the least.
I know that we've certainly talked about her putting bones, but I feel like if you watch Nelly this season, every time she's had a wedge, she has not really taken advantage with her distance control. She has such length off the tee. She could get
back at 13. Korda.
Nelly with a 7-iron should have no problem getting there. She flights the ball very well when she wants to, and she might need to at the moment, and the wind is picking up in her face.
She does like to hit those little flighted shots. Look for this to start right about at the flagstick and draw a touch to the left.
Doing exactly that.
Oh, yeah.
Well played.
Beautiful look with a drone tracer there. Bringing Nelly in with a beautiful.
Totally agree on what a position she is in to do that. Just that. She's got a very makeable look here with very little break in it back up the hill. She then has a very reachable par 5 and a drivable par 4. So in a position in the next hour to make some hay.
Korda came into this championship last year on that incredible run. Remember, 6 wins before she even arrived at the U.S. Women's Open at Lancaster Country Club, and then proceeded to shoot an 80 in the first round. Made a 10 on a par 3, her 3rd hole of the championship, and it just ended about as quickly as it started for her last year. That's a part of this complicated relationship she says she has with this event. And still looking for that first birdie. And it's just going to drop one there. Back to 14.
And Nelly Korda, this would be a hole that she can make an eagle or a birdie. It would go a long way today. First part is to find the fairway, which it looks like she's done. It's going to be a very good drive.
Yeah, it's an odd fairway, the way that it sits at an angle to the player.
It flattens it out from up high. It's a little dip. Now Korda.
5-iron. Looking for one of those 6-footers for eagle that Tom referenced.
Kick right.
Climb up. You can hear the people behind the green screaming, "Get up!" Is it going to settle? Yes, I think it is. So Nelly will have an outside look for an eagle there. Depends whether she will putt or chip. We're going at flags. It's a different strategy there on the 14th for Saigo. Now Nelly has got the wedge out. Going to try and chip it in, Bones.
Exactly right. Why not? Not a whole lot of movement in this. Just thinking about your pace. Got to go.
Trying. Oh, what an effort.
Wow, what a shot.
What an effort. So it is going to be a birdie for Nelly. It's the 2 under par when that goes in. 5 back of Saigo, assuming that Saigo doesn't make her putt for a birdie. Looking for a big finish is Nelly Korda. I've already had a few players finished up. One of them is on the top of the leaderboard. So let's go down to Cara Banks.
As everybody is up there ahead.
In off the right, stock golf shot, trying to fly.
And Nelly Korda has 3-wood?
3-wood in hand, Dan.
The left edge of the rock of the bunker.
Yeah, it's got it, yeah, for sure.
Because off the right.
Correct, exactly.
Caddy Jason thinks it's just a stock 3-wood.
Set up very square here towards the right side of the green.
Turning over now. This is right at the flag.
That was drilled right on the front of the green.
That's one of the best that we have seen from the tee, not having to negotiate with that massive slope on the left side where a lot of those other shots have settled. Got a
Up.
Been one eagle here today. You talked about it earlier, Morgan, by Norquist. This from 61.5 feet.
And as you mentioned, Dan, a little unlucky on that bounce on the tee shot there. If that ball would have carried one more yard, it might have released very close to the flagstick. Just asking Shibuno to move her marker.
She's said, especially early in the round, struggled a little bit with the speed on her putting. This is a really important one to dial in. It's a tricky one to nail the speed.
You got to stay committed to this one.
Actually, it was Maria Jose Marin who made that lone eagle at this hole earlier.
And that's just a massive misread. For that to happen.
She talking to her fellow competitors, or just her caddy Jason, or you, Bones, a little bit?
We talked a little bit about Oakmont and a couple other things.
Okay.
She went there a number of years ago when the ladies played that venue and watched her sister Jessica play.
That is 2 in a row for Korda. And all of a sudden, Nelly is to 3 under, just 4 back.
That looked like a really good comp.
Left to right wind. Not a comfortable shot for a right-handed player.
I know, Bones, but with that left hole location, will be similar to the shot that she hit on 13 so beautifully. Started right, draw it up into the wind a little bit.
Time to draw this one back. Well right of the flag.
Should funnel around a little bit.
Yes, it will.
All right, looks good from here.
Looking for 3 in a row.
Smile to her face. Finally, it's been a goal at the first. Birdie there got it to 6 under. Korda for par at the par 5 7th. And that was kind of the story for Nelly. 4 bogeys in the first 9 holes. Stays 2 back. Now Nelly Korda to get within 3.
She's looked more confident with this club the last few holes. Too hard. Just a little bit. Kind of felt like that was really going to be the putt. That goes in. Propels her back towards the top of the leaderboard heading into tomorrow. Still a couple holes left, couple opportunities.
So hard to get momentum on the day like today. No player has made 3 birdies in a row all day, so that was a chance for
1 box forward, and Nelly Korda is down there on the tee.
Driver into a left to right wind. This is tugged a little bit. It's going to need a good first bounce.
She was watching that anxiously, but it'll be okay. It'll be blind.
Maybe what happened there, Bones has been saying how precise she is. Now Nelly.
6 iron from 181.
To your point about learning the course, Beth Ann Nichols reported this morning that Jason McDeed told her that he saw this golf course 3 times before Nelly even saw it once, just to prepare, make sure that he knew everything. And they don't allow distance measure.
Golf course in the sense that there aren't these massive swales and certainly no bunkers to contend with. Nelly could do with making a putt here, Bones.
She certainly could, but a tip of the hat to Nelly for the way she's played on this inward 9. Been extremely solid. 2 under for the several holes starting since the 10th, and a look here that breaks from left to right the entire way and then straightens at the hole.
Going to be the 6th birdie of the day. Only 5 birdies on this hole all day today.
.244 is her total. This looks pretty good, especially if it gets a little kick to the left.
Oh, this could use the slope. It's going to hang on. Oh, good on the other side. Still, really terrific shot.
Haven't really seen anybody back there.
That's just her length. I mean, if she drives it in the fairway and has that length and that power, she can really take advantage of these par 5s especially.
That lead and strokes gain tee to green for Nelly. Catherine Belanger of the USGA to just help illustrate what the relief is here, Catherine.
We see Nelly here working with the referee to take relief from those sprinkler heads that are on her line of play. We're using a local rule this week that gives relief in that case, where normally we don't get relief from sprinkler heads or obstructions on our line of play.
Thank you, Catherine. So, Korda takes care.
Whether it's a player like Nelly or Saigo or anybody back in the pack, there's still pressure, but less pressure than being in the lead. So a little bit of a different mentality, Bones.
Nelly looking for a little cut spin on this pitch shot.
She likes to take that wedge, those closely mown areas. She's so good from that. Needs to slow down a bit.
It's about as good as she could do.
This is one of her absolute favorite shots. Of 99.9% of golfers around the world, maybe almost 100 other than Nelly, would take a putter in that instance. But she just feels so confident with this club and these types of tight lies. Practice on Bermuda grass. It's can't let that leading edge dig too much. You get really good at it.
She got as far as 6 shots back today, but if this lands, Nelly Korda will be right there again, just 3 back, exactly like she started the day, despite going out in plus 440.
And Dan, the way she is driving the ball, she is going to be a threat tomorrow, without question, in my opinion, if she can just put any kind of momentum together with this club she currently holds in her hand.
This would also get her into the 3rd to last group, which the closer the Nelly gallery is to that final group, I think the better for Nelly. More pressure on the rest of the field.
Oh, and around it when it looked like it was going to go out off the right edge. And down it goes for a birdie ending Saturday for Nelly Korda.
I did not think that was going in there, Dan.
Did
I thought
not
was
either.
Gonna catch that high lip, and I don't think Nelly did either.
That is 3 birdies in the last 5 holes for Korda. This one just seemed like it wanted to wiggle out. How big a difference will that be tomorrow when the championship is on the line?
Tom called a big comeback from Nelly.
Okay, he wants his
day.
due. Yep. Let's pay it off, Tom. You're exactly right. Comes home in 3 under 33, 73 after going out in 40.
1 out of every 75 times I'm right about something, Dan.
4 putts today for Saigo versus the 24 she had yesterday in the 66. Nelly Korda's birdie putt. Reaction from Korda. We'll say it again, has described her relationship with the U.S. Women's Open. 54-hole leader Lopez Ramirez of Spain will be a shot back, and then you've got 3 2 back, 2 from Japan, 3 from Japan, and Shibuno, who's at 5 under in.